Good evening. Welcome to the unprofessional professional sports show, where there's no such thing as rails because we're always jumping off of them. I am BA. I got Bo Crouch here, James Martin, and Keith Engel from TGI Sports. How you fellas doing this evening?
Fabulous.
Doing good.
You know what? This show would be even better if we had a guest on this show by the name of Jack Hirsch.
Wow.
Unprofessional. Yes, I would love to see this.
Jack would take our unprofessionalism very personally, I think.
Yeah, he'd be super mad. Yeah.
He would cancel us.
Right. Like he'd find a way on to delete the show.
Right.
Oh.
He'd get really good with Sonya and say, Sonya, can you delete that show? Very unprofessional.
Jack
That's
likes
the name
rails.
of the show.
Stay within the rails. Stay within the rails.
It is Wednesday. I just gotta look. I'm missing days. 17th September. And the Major League Baseball is heating up here. Congratulations to Bo, whose Mariners have won 10 in a row.
10 in a row. Grow more mustaches. Go.
Hey.
And they've taken over the AL West division lead.
Yep.
So that's good. They're
Off the back of some homers too, though, right? Was there a nice record there?
Yeah, Cal breaks Mickey Mantle's for a switch hitter and then ties Ken Griffey Jr.'s for the franchise record. And we still got 11 games to go.
He's got a shot at
he's going to bust that out. He's I just have no doubt.
Especially
he's gonna
because
destroy
3 of those games are against the Rockies. So,
bring on the butterball. Bring on the butterball. So right now for the AL, we have the Toronto Blue Jays leading the AL East, the Tigers leading the AL Central, Seattle leading, of course, the AL West. Your wild card teams are so far, as soon as they load up for me here, is the New York Yankees, the Houston Astros, and the Boston Red Sox, with Cleveland trying to get in there. Of course, the way the Tigers are playing, they might just do that. Jeez. Anyway.
I mean, I'd watch out for the Rangers. The Rangers find ways to sneak in. And Boston is playing like garbage.
Well, they've lost 3 in a row, so they're due to go on like a 9-game winning streak, the Rangers. So this is how their season's gone.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I could see them doing it. Plus, they have one more series with the Astros, I believe. And so that could potentially catapult them in and maybe the Astros out, or maybe Boston just decides, you know what, October is way too late in the year to play baseball. I don't know. But the AL side is pretty tight for that third spot.
Yeah, because the Cleveland Guardians are 9-1 in their last 10 and won the last 5. So There you go. There's charge, and they're putting on the charge. All right. And for your NL leaders here, you got the Philadelphia Phillies, who've already clinched a playoff spot, and the Milwaukee Brewers as well. Actually, Philadelphia's clinching division. Milwaukee and Chicago clinched playoff spots. Milwaukee's leading that division in the NL Central. In the NL West, it's the LA Dodgers. And San Diego is 2 games back. They're playing some pretty bad. Well, they're all 6-4 in their last 10, so that's dang. Philly is killing them though.
Yeah,
the Cubs clinched their playoff spot for the first time since 2020. Like whoopee-doo 5 years ago. And your wild cards here for is the Chicago Cubs, obviously, San Diego Padres, and the New York Mets, who are just about fading out of here.
They've been trying hard to blow that last spot for a couple of weeks, or probably a month, actually. But both
2 in a row.
Both of them getting in. I even as a Yankee fan, I just can't see winning a series right now. You know, both teams' pitching staffs are. The kids are pitching well for both teams, actually. But the bullpens have been a nightmare. The Yankees are just feeling around, trying to find something to use when they make the playoffs as far as a bullpen. If you will.
I like this comment down here that we're the A team of sports show, but who's B.A. Baracus? I guess it's got to be me. If I'm the only.
I don't fit the profile. I'm just saying. I don't know.
Well, he's taking it off the BA right there.
I would like to be BA though, James.
Wouldn't we all? Right? Yeah.
Stop being a fool.
That's Michael.
I'm a fool.
Our boy from the UK.
Oh yeah, Michael Guy.
Cool.
All right. So on that note, I mean, what do you guys are? I mean, right now for me, looking at the Tigers, for instance, their bullpen is like crap. Yeah. It's like if they can't play a team now. See, the Guardians are a perfect team. That if they get in the playoffs and they have to face the Tigers, I don't feel confident at all about that series because they played it almost the exact same way the Tigers do, but they got better bullpen.
Oh, okay.
So,
well, getting that bye then that first round would be important, I think, for the Tigers, right?
Yeah, they got to get that pitching together. Bo, I can't ask you about Seattle because Seattle's like playing perfect baseball right now.
You know, it's so the problem is when you look at Seattle, they are really streaky, right? Like they've gone on a run and then they forget how to play baseball for like 2.5 weeks. And then they're like, oh, yeah, that's right. We're supposed to hit that thing. And then they come back and they get back in the mix and then they fade way out. And they've been a frustrating watch. So they go on this 10-0 run. There's still 11 games left. It's like, come on, guys. But the one thing that is good about it is they can go on a run against anybody. So if they are on a heater going into the playoffs, you at least feel kind of good about their chances. If they start to cool off just before, you're just like, oh, okay, well, again, it's football season and like it's cool. Like
And the Yankees, they're holding up in there, Keith.
They played better here and there. They play better, but the bullpen is still like in disarray. You never know who's going to implode on a given night. Weaver has been maybe the most reliable guy in that bullpen, even without his best stuff this year. He implodes the other night for like 7 runs in an inning. Bednar's been up and down. Williams, you don't know what Devin Williams you're going to get from game to game. So, again, you have to trust your bullpen come playoff time. And there's a lot of things, like you said about the Tigers, Brian, there's a lot of teams out there with iffy bullpens, and anything could happen come playoff time. So, I mean, I like the Phillies in the National League because I like their pitching more than anybody else out there, even the Dodgers right now. I like them better than any of those teams.
Well, especially if they have to go head-to-head with the Dodgers, because for whatever reason, the Dodgers can't play against Philly.
Yeah.
And that's been true for years. Like, they play Philly and they lose all the time.
And Ohtani's been playing great, but what about their bullpen with the Dodgers?
They're a problem too.
Yeah, the Dodgers bullpen been up and everybody. It's everybody in baseball, it seems, right? Again, similar to football offensive lines, the bullpens are important, but nobody's got deep ones. You get injuries and or a little bit of not meeting expectations. There's nobody to step up because the money's being spent elsewhere. Starting pitchers who get hurt, that's where all the money gets spent, and the bullpens have no depth.
Unless you're the Mariners.
The Mariners, that's one of the reasons I like the Mariners. Because of that. Starting staff is the best one in baseball. I don't care about Dodger fans. I said this for the last 2 years. That's the best starting staff in baseball. And their bullpen is much, much better than it was. And so is the offense. So I like what they're doing here, as long as they don't implode, as Bo said. You got 10 games to play, and I think 4-game cushion in the wild card if you don't win the division.
Yep.
And you still got a chance for a bye in the first round. So
I don't think we do. I think that's I mean, we'd have to be perfect, and then they'd have to lose out.
The Tigers, well, you only got a 2-game deficit with the Tigers, I think.
Oh, the Tigers lose a couple?
2 games. They got 83 to 85. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Sorry, Brian.
Someone loves that.
That would be.
I made
that
one
would be
guy happy and pissed another off. This is like my life, and
That
Welcome
would
to
be
the
real
unprofessional
Well,
sports.
they're still 5.5 over Cleveland
Oh, okay. Yeah.
right now.
that was 10 days ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys are 4-6, and okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
you still
much
got
so.
a shot there.
Okay.
Yeah. I've heard that for the last 4 weeks. We still got a shot.
You still got a shot.
So you're saying there's
As
a chance.
as the lead in the division keeps dwindling. So speaking of a Hotani, he hit his 50th home run, 50 home runs and 50 strikeouts. So he's doing his thing.
Yep.
He might be
Impressive,
the one
man.
that keeps the dude's awesome. It's like one of the best ball players ever.
It's going to be interesting to see what the Dodgers how they use him in the playoffs. I thought they would have stretched him out more by now.
He said he's willing to play outfield if it comes to be in the playoffs.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Why would he have to, though? He wouldn't have to.
No, I think that's just I don't care where you need me, I'm playing.
No, he hasn't had a glove except a pitching glove for like forever. So, but pitching wise, I'm surprised they haven't stretched him out a little bit more in the last few weeks than they have. But you might see him get stretched out in the playoffs. So,
yeah, because I mean, really, would they Yamamoto? Who else they got besides Otani?
Glasnow.
Yeah. They got a strong starting pitch. I mean, the Tigers do too. It's just the problem that if they come into a team, they play a team that's equally as good at hitting, and it's challenging to the starting pitchers, and then the starting pitchers kind of get out of the situation, but it's still like 3-3 going into the 10th, like it was yesterday. Then the bullpen comes in there and just screws everything up. So I don't have much confidence for the Tigers right now.
Well, maybe if we let starting pitchers do what we actually pay them to do, and that's like pitch the most important part of the game, like we did for the first 100 years of baseball, we wouldn't have this problem. But we don't do that.
No, fifth inning is it.
Yep.
It's weird. It's really weird when you see someone that they have an opener and then their starter, which is bizarre, and then you're just like, come on, guys, like. You guys are capable of throwing more than 100 pitches. I mean, I always think back to Nolan Ryan, who threw like 250, 270 pitches in like 3 days or something.
I was just going to bring him up because I saw a number the other day. When he was 42 years old, 5 consecutive games, he threw 150 or more pitches.
Yeah.
At 42 years old.
He tore he tore up his elbow. And to make sure it was bad, he threw one more pitch, and it was like 95.
Yeah.
With needing Tommy John, right? Like that he tore the throw before, and then he's like, let me just test it out. And with the blown elbow, 95. I mean, come on.
I mean, but isn't he an anomaly?
No, everybody. I mean, back in that time frame, in the 70s anyway, and into the 80s, these guys were you completed what you started more often than you didn't.
They're
into the 90s.
In
the 90s too.
Yeah.
If you look back beyond about the 15-year mark, this is really when it started to change.
Yeah,
is you would see your average pitcher pitch more complete games than there are league-wide today.
Oh yeah,
that's wild to me.
Yeah.
So when you have those records of this guy set this season's record of most complete games, that'll never get touched. Most complete games for a season now is like 2.
The thing is too that the people running baseball or at least managing pitchers haven't figured out yet that the way they're trying to protect the pitchers is actually hurting the pitchers because they don't throw enough, they don't build up arm strength, they don't know how to pitch out of trouble, and that's when guys get hurt. And that's why you see all these pitchers going down with arm injuries because of the way they're handled and babied from the very time they sign a contract. And even before, it's starting to get into college now with pitch counts as well. So, it's not going to get any better until somebody's mindset changes. We're paying these guys all this money, and they pitch the least important part of the game. I mean, the whole game's important, but nobody pitches into the 7th and 8th inning, it seems, anymore.
Well, the thing that is crazy to me about it, right, is with all of the training and everything that everybody does to pitch harder, right? Like you're watching the average speed go up over, year over year, right? Like the average speed continues to climb. But the problem is we don't let them pitch that much, right? It's why you see all these injuries the first couple of weeks in the NFL because nobody plays in the preseason. Now you have all these guys that are throwing harder and harder, and they're throwing less and less, which means you're getting less of that work and you're just going out there and throwing gas. And then you're like, oh, I threw my shoulder out. It's like, okay, well, yeah, think about you coming off the couch and then you just trying to launch a heater. I can tell you tomorrow that will not feel great.
Yeah, it was a time when you had to drag a pitcher off the mound to stop it, or pitchers be waving the manager like, hey, go back in there. I got some more gas. Go ahead. And that's good. I mean, the important pitchers in this era, they seem to go past 7 innings, like Skeens and Skubal and those type of pitchers. Boston Red Sox pitcher too. He's another one that goes more than 7 innings sometimes. So but it's rare. It's few. It's just like a rarity.
That's why I always love Verlander and Scherzer, same way. They were that way. They're not looking into the dugout. Guys get in trouble now. Young guys, outside of a handful, like you're talking about, Brian. Outside of a couple guys, they get to 100 pitches or a 6th inning, and they get in trouble. They're looking for somebody to come and get them. They're not looking to, chase them off the mound. They're looking to get out of there, and that's the mindset that the organizations have created.
It's like the fans back in a day when you had pitchers pitching for a long. It's like, why do you leave them in there that long?
Yeah.
Now why isn't he leaving them in there that long?
So Michael, I believe you have to have 5 innings to get a decision.
Yes, which they're talking about lowering. By the way, another Rob Manfred brilliant thing. Don't address the problem that guys don't pitch enough innings. We're going to lower the threshold to get a win. That's what he'd like to do.
You're going to start seeing closers with a lot of wins then.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I mean, you usually see a closer with a win, like, maybe 1 out of like 40 closes. Mm-hmm. But if they make it so if you start or if you complete more than 2 innings, you're eligible for the win. Man, that could make some interesting stats.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the limited amount of pitches, it doesn't just apply to starters, right? I mean, everybody's got their role, right? Sparky Lyle, Goose Gossage, these guys used to come in the 6th inning, the 5th inning. I can remember Sparky in the playoffs pitching 5 1/3 against the Royals to win a game. Your closer's not pitching even close to that today. Mm-hmm. If they go 2 innings or more than 4, if they go 4 outs, that's a lot.
Yeah, your closer is usually that, right? It's usually like 4 or 5 outs, maybe.
And even this, I mean, if my job's a 7th inning, doesn't matter how well I did in the 7th inning. I might have got out of there on 3 pitches. I got to give way to the 8th inning guy because it says right here on the card I got to do that. So we manage by numbers, index cards today.
I hate that because you'll see a guy that's doing well. And our playoff series 2 years ago against the Astros is a great example of this. We went into extra innings, and we play Houston well, right? Whether it's normal, postseason, doesn't matter. Late in the extra innings, they switch out our pitching for no reason. Our pitcher was doing work. Right. I mean, I think we went 18 innings or something. Like it was a crazy game, and they pull him and the next guy immediately gets shelled. And even when they were pulling him, you're like, why are you pulling him? He's killing it. He's sitting everybody down. Like, why would you pull him out? And as soon as they did, they shelled us for like 3 runs. And we ultimately go on to lose that series. But that series changed in that game, all because of a pitching change that even as the people watching, you're like, yeah, don't do that.
Script says that's what we do because, we My 8th inning guy's got to pitch the 8th inning, no matter how good the 7th inning the guy did in the previous inning. It's just there's no feel to the game anymore for most managers. And again,
I like Hinch, but Hinch even does the same thing. He's the 100 pitch count or 6 innings, whichever his first kind of manager. I'm not. I mean, he lets, like I said, he lets Scooble do his thing when he's on fire. But other than that, no other pitcher on it. Mize could have a good game and be pitching in a 6th inning and just be lights out, and he'll pull him.
I mean,
dude,
he'll do it to Scooble too if he's not playing great, right?
Yeah.
Like if he's not working on a no hitter or 1-hitter or something like that, he's just like, yeah, you're out.
And really, that's not true because he pulled him out one game. He had a 1-hitter. It was he pulled him out like in the top of the. I think it was the top of the 7th. He pulled him out because he gave up I think he gave up another single. Ooh, wow, 2 singles, and they hadn't scored. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, why did you take him out? I mean, he gave up a single. Okay, he gave up a single. You should have pulled him out, didn't he? When he gave up a single in the 5th. What's the thinking here? Come on. But they pulled him out, and then you know what? We lost the game, and he got no decision because he got pulled. So
I'll tell you what I'll do. For the postseason, I'll trade you Aaron Boone for Hinch, and we'll call it even.
You can keep Boone. Keep Boone. I don't want any. I'm sorry, Keith. I got to say this, but I don't want a Yankee stench on my team.
Wow.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hey, does This Week in Baseball still come on?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it in years. It does. I watch the ones. I'll watch them on YouTube from 1977.
Yeah.
The great.
They going into week 4 of NCAA college football. Mm-hmm. Got a couple of college football games that I'm kind of interested in. First one being Oklahoma and Auburn. Auburn going to Oklahoma, number 22 Auburn going to number 11 Oklahoma. Oklahoma's favored by 6.5 or 6.5. Yep. Where do you see that? Oklahoma's doing well, but I still think Auburn might have a chance in this one.
They'll have a chance. This is a big game because Auburn really hasn't beaten anybody. They beat Baylor in their first game. Jackson Arnold's played better than expected at quarterback, but Hugh Freeze needs to do well in the SEC conference play this year. And I think that I think this game's going to be closer than 6.5. I think this is a field goal game one way or the other.
And thanks for letting me be an older brother.
I think it's just because you have a little bit more gray than me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not much, but
I thought we were still on B.A. Baracus there when he put that up.
No, I think he'd have to be Hannibal, right? Because he's running the show.
Yeah, he'd have to be.
That would make
he's missing it. He's
I like it
missing
when
a
a plan
cigar.
comes together.
You're probably Ace. I'm probably Murdoch. Probably.
I don't think you're crazy enough to be Murdoch.
You don't see what happens when the camera goes.
Murdoch. He's right. It could be Murdoch. We gotta be who's the suave guy? That's gotta be what's his?
That's got to be Bo. No.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't think so, but okay.
Well, for profile people, then I'll nominate James to be face, and I'll be BA.
There you go.
So I guess we're just gonna get BA.
I don't have any chains.
The other college game that intrigues me too is a Big Ten match. Illinois is going to the Indiana Hoosiers.
Interesting
number 9
game
versus number 19. That's going to be, man, the Indiana Hoosiers have been killing, massacring teams right now. I mean, I know they're teams that ain't the greatest, but still, I mean, they're massacring them.
Yeah, I think Illinois has played some better competition, marginally at least, than Indiana up till now. We're going to learn. I like to see conference play. It's fun to see conference play finally getting underway here, and this will be a fun game too, I think. But Kirk Signetti says all I do is win. Just Google me, so we'll find out. This is his first big test of the year. And so
the welding equipment is actually like 30 feet away from me. So
there you go.
As it turns out, because I literally just welded something together.
I agree with you, Keith. I think the competition is a little bit better that's been played with Illinois.
Yeah.
But let's not forget that up until the Ohio State game, Indiana was really like world beaters last season. So they have an opportunity, but I pick Illinois in this one. I think it'll be a close game because both teams seem pretty good. So I'm gonna go with Illinois on this one.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to win. I'm just saying that they have been beaten up on some pretty, fair to say, pretty bad competition, but they've been beating them up. It's not like they're winning like by the chin of their, chin strap, skin of their chin strap.
There's some teams we're going to find out about in the next couple of weeks, how good or bad they are, because this has been a really weird season, right? Because I feel like I didn't have a good read on hardly any of these teams early in the year. Hence my 15-15 record as well, Brian. So it's going to be interesting now as we get into league play, and we're going to find out about some of these teams in the top 10.
J.I. Okay, J.I.
And the game that I'm interested in, it's a homer game because it might be one of the few of this rivalry that we get left. Right. So we have Washington at Washington State, and Washington State's terrible, right? Like they just got absolutely destroyed last week.
So,
but what's sad about it is because they stayed in the Pac-12, right? Washington moves on to the Big Ten. They only signed a contract to do this for like 2 more years. So we may lose the Apple Cup altogether. And it was already weird last year for it to happen in September because it used to be the last game of the season, right? And now it's happening when a normal just out of conference game would happen, which is generally early. And so it already felt weird. But yeah, we might be losing the Apple Cup here in 2 years. And that'd be sad. There's 115 of them in the books, 116, something like that.
Mm-hmm. This is the problem with all the realignment we've had. A lot of these historical rivalries have gone by the wayside. Oklahoma State, even though that would be a bad matchup right now, but that's a long time rivalry that isn't being played anymore. Oregon State, which Jay mentioned a little bit ago.
They play this week.
I think that's going away too.
Yeah. Well, similar case, right? One's in the Pac-12, one's in the and yeah, they play this week also. So both of those old rivalry games. Brent, you're wrong. Tradition obviously doesn't matter because they have done everything humanly possible to remove any tradition from college sports.
100%.
What is the trophy they play for Oregon State?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
They play for
a Beaver Dam.
I guess I never really paid attention to it because Oregon State's never been relevant, right?
Yeah.
Oregon has almost always beat them up. So I guess I never really paid as much attention to that rivalry, whereas with Washington State, like that really went back and forth. Right. So, and of course, when it was the most competitive is when the Rose Bowl was actually something.
This can't be right. It's the platypus trophy.
Oh, man.
I knew it was going to be something crazy.
I swear to God, because of the Oregon duck and the beaver mascot, it's the platypus.
Like, I'm actually not good at that. That's kind of great. Plus, the motto of Portland is keep it weird. So,
by the way, Oregon's going to beat them even worse than normal this year because I saw the comment earlier. Oregon State is really bad this year.
Oh yeah. So you know what was hilarious about the Pac-12 last year? Because there's only 2 teams, right?
Right.
Oregon State, terrible. right? They were like a 2-win team, something like that. And Wazoo, I believe, was bowl eligible. And but Wazoo dropped that game. So with a 2-win team, Oregon State was a Pac-12 champ.
Washington State, if they'd played in a league last year, they would have had a realistic shot at the playoff. They finished 16th or 17th in the playoff rankings last year. Yeah. But again, they're playing Mountain West teams and Oregon State's all they played, and and no league, so you don't have a league championship to go by.
Yeah,
other than the Pac-12.
It's going to be interesting next year. So this year they're still the 2-team whatever, but next year is when all the teams come over, and so that will be interesting to see Boise State there. Like, it's still not going to be a good conference. Like,
they don't regain their power conference standing either. They'll be one of the group of 6 at that point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
But at least they get to stay a conference, and it's actually the state conference is really what it is, right? Because it's it's Texas State, it's Washington State, it's Oregon State. Like, every school in it is a state school, and the only one that's in there that isn't also doesn't have a football team, which is Gonzaga.
Right.
So they actually added Texas Tech because they needed 8 schools to be football schools in order to qualify as a bowl eligible conference. Right?
North Texas, you mean, right? You said Texas Tech.
No, Texas State.
Texas, right?
Yeah. But exactly, Gonzaga is a basketball school, and that was originally the 8th school, and they don't have a football team, so they were still technically not a college football playoff eligible school. And so then they grow and grab Texas, and that gave them that 8th school. So they are now a playoff eligible conference, albeit not one that you're looking at it like, oh yeah, that they're going to be a juggernaut. Like, you're looking at that conference, you're like, yeah, cool, I guess. Like, so, yep, exactly. Texas State. Yep.
So number 4, Miami is going to Florida. Is this completing the Florida?
No, next week they play Florida State.
Florida State. Okay.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a gauntlet here. Miami. They're playing at home, by the way. I believe. Florida State next week. And Florida's not playing good football. Billy Napier watch has started again in Gainesville because they've lost. We knew they'd lose LSU last week after they coughed up that game against South Florida. I don't see any way they beat Miami, but Miami loses these games. They should win as often as they don't the last 20 years. So it'll be interesting. But Miami's playing really good football, and Carson Beck now is moved up to, I think, the odds-on favorite for the moment, the Heisman race. So
fair enough. Mm-hmm. Billy Napier, his comment. I just read the headline about them saying, but I'm paraphrasing here, that they are potentially a dangerous team down the road. I mean,
for who? For themselves. For
dangerously being fired, maybe. I mean, I just don't think.
A lot of talent. They've got a really good quarterback. They played really good football down the stretch this year and had a lot of their team back.
They got a really good defensive line too.
Yeah, and they had 5 losses last year, and all 5 were the top 15 teams at the time they played. And they played really well at the end of the year. They knocked Mississippi, Ole Miss right out of the playoff hunt, and they may beat LSU down the stretch, did they? I believe they beat some good teams down the stretch.
Last year, you mean last season?
Yeah, last year, yeah.
Yeah. They did beat LSU. Yeah.
This year they look like a totally different team, and the quarterback looks ordinary, and that's not a great combination. So Florida and I think Billy Napier is on his last legs here.
I'm going to say to Jay down there, no. I don't think they miss him. First to answer, yes, he's a legit quarterback. But I'm not going to say. I'm going to say that Georgia does not miss Carson Beck. I think Gunnar Stockton is, as you saw against Tennessee, he's actually the real deal down there as a true freshman, or excuse me, as a sophomore. So and Carson Beck's in the right place. I mean, because it just wasn't. He was hurt. and it just didn't seem like it didn't work out the last few few games there in that season. So
I mean,
I think
Georgia should have lost
it,
that game
it
against Tennessee.
it works out. Say it again.
Georgia should have lost that game.
Of course they should have. Yes, but blame Tennessee and blame your kicker. I mean, you let Georgia stay in the game.
Well, and you miss
Tennessee does that all the time. All the time.
Miss what, like a 48-yarder?
Yeah.
At the end.
I mean, but you could look at the kicker and say he was going to miss it. I looked at it. His picture was just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I gotta kick a game winner. I gotta get out there and actually kick a game winner. Oh my god, I didn't sign up for this.
He barely kicked it in the stadium. That kick that was so wide.
Oh yeah. And he looks
just a bit outside.
He looks like he's 12, but then he comes in to keep the game alive, almost from the exact same spot. And so kudos to the kid to get his head right to make the next one.
Yeah,
because I mean that could have very easily started now you're just missing everything. But it's too bad he missed that one at the end of regulation because
that's game, right? That's game.
Right.
But in football, Bo, you don't leave the game in the hands of your kicker or the foot, rather. You can't. You got to. I mean, I think that they choked at the end. They choked at the end.
Your penalties and lose even 5 more yards. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but
it matters.
It matters.
It definitely matters, especially for kickers. Hey, well, so a buddy of mine's on that coaching staff. I really wanted Tennessee to win, which feels weird to say because I have rooted for them 0 days in my life. But since a buddy of mine's on that staff, I'm like, it'd be cool if they could close the deal there. And then
get a good win,
and the worst part is he's a special teams coach. Is a special teams that let him down. So I was just like, I can't even send him a message now. I'm just like,
I was gonna say that.
Where's your boy at? Like, so I figured I'd give it a minute.
Yes, smart move. I picked Tennessee to win that game too, man. Before I was like, oh, come on, guys. As soon as that kicker missed, I knew the game was over. As soon as he missed, I was like, oh, you gotta take them to over. It's just once you get to overtime, it seemed like the front line, the offensive line and the running backs were bigger on Georgia's side, and it just what happened. They just beat them up afterwards.
It was disappointing, but I did bet Tennessee plus 3.5, so I wasn't that upset at the end. I was actually happy once they kicked the field goal in overtime. I'm like, please score a touchdown because I know 3-point win.
I wouldn't do that to him. He felt as bad as he could already.
he would have said text and deleted it.
Yeah, he would have just been like, never call my phone again.
And James, your LSU Tigers are going to play the Southeastern Louisiana Lions.
Let's move on to the next game.
Right.
I think you got to.
And Michigan is playing Nebraska.
No. I mean, that's like your homecoming game or something like that for LSU. Yeah. So I mean, poor Southeastern. I mean, don't get me wrong. Stranger things have happened. I mean, we let Louisiana Tech hang in the game. And we got players hurt in the game that you're supposed to dominate. So who knows?
Yeah.
And Michigan is playing Nebraska in Nebraska. That's one of the games that Keith picked that Michigan is going to lose.
I
did too.
If Nebraska is going to be a dark horse, they're winning this game, or I'll retract my statement. Now, Michigan, I'm not going to say they can't because, Bryce Underwood's played 2 out of 3 games he's played. Has been very, very good. Michigan, I think I don't know what they're favored by, but I'm sure they're favored by, do you know, Brian? I don't even know. I'm guessing it's 4 or 5 points.
Oh, the spread is, to give you that one.
I probably got it up here somewhere.
Stupid game, too. Let's see.
I
said stupid game. Let's see. Come on. Oh, They're 2.5 point
2.5.
favorites. Michigan
Okay.
is.
Yeah, it's down there in the.
That's really
It's
nothing.
the type of game that Nebraska has not won in about 2 decades. So if you're going to show you're relevant again, this is the kind of game you got to step up and win.
Yep.
And I think Matt Rule knows that, and we'll see what he does.
Yeah, I'm going to answer that question and tell you to just leave the screen. Don't even come back.
Trying to mess with folks.
No, Brian does not deserve to be fired, man. Just joking, Jay. But Brian,
Fanboy.
if he would have lost the first game of the season, then what's up, Yenzer? If he'd have lost the first game of the season, then maybe he's on a hot seat. But because he hadn't won a first game, opening game since he'd been at LSU. But they're doing well.
Undefeated still.
Yeah, I think
Still
yes,
undefeated.
they are.
You're not even paying attention to your team, man. What the hell? Yeah, 2.5.
I am sorry, Jay. I am picking Nebraska to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, no.
Okay, they're 2-1 still.
Nebraska will make it interesting.
You give up too easily on your team.
Hey, someone mentioned also Joey Aguilar being the real deal in Tennessee. Yeah, he is. They're not. It seemed like they forgot Nico when he left, and you see Nico, his situation in UCLA. They're just god awful.
Yeah,
UCLA
happened. He's got. He transferred there. People talk about being a trade. It wasn't a trade. He just happened to go to Tennessee. When Nico went to UCLA, but he transferred from Appalachian State to go to UCLA. He's got to be the happiest guy in the world that he didn't stick around.
Yep.
Right.
And he's looked good for Tennessee. Like, I mean, it's not like Nico left and then gameplay fell off. I mean, he stepped in and, it is consistent.
Yeah.
So, I feel like they have to be really happy with their situation.
I think you mean 34-31. I'm sure 341.
I'm like, man, what is it? PlayStation?
Real fanboy from Michigan would go that far.
Is there even enough time to line up in that many kick formations?
is that Madden on easy? What is that? 341 to 31.
That's the original Madden when it still had the World League teams in it. It was all Madden versus like the Galaxy.
Oh, I forgot about that, man. Yeah. Oh, wow. All right. Well, switching over to the National Football League. San Francisco says Purdy has a chance to play in Week 3.
Yep.
That's weird because he was not going to come back for a minute. Now all of a sudden he can play for Week 3.
They go from long shot. That's what the coach said. Long shot to in 4 weeks to now potentially playing.
He's listed as day-to-day, but when Mac Jones is your backup, you kind of want your guy that is being paid a lot of money to come play if he can. But not day-to-day. He's listed as week-to-week. So basically it's just kind of game time decisions. It makes you wonder if that is more of the John Lynch gamesmanship, because he does a lot of that where he announces injuries late or activations late, right? He'll take it to the last possible second of the you have to declare. Exactly. So I'm looking for Mac Jones in this, even with the way he's wording that. But you never know. You never know. I mean, they may just run him out there and see if they can kill him.
Yeah, they have a propensity to do that. The CMC is one of those.
Last week, we got to give him a shout out. Played pretty well.
Yeah. He's going to have to do everything because everybody's hurt. He's going to have to throw himself the ball and.
1916.
Ooh, 222.
Really, J.I.
Man.
1960.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
And that's with no face masks, leather helmets, too. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of new quarterbacks that are starting, Tyrod Taylor.
Yep.
It's going to be starting for your New Jersey Jets. That's what I call them, because Justin Fields is out to concussion. I think that's a L automatically for the Jets. I don't care
who are they playing again?
I don't care who they're playing. It's still an L. That's bad. Hey, I'm telling you, I'm riding with what Keith said at the beginning of the season. If you get down to your backup quarterback, you're probably not going to win a lot of games.
Yeah.
That's just it.
Very few situations.
Right? Like outside of a Nick Foles miracle playoff run, the odds aren't good.
Unless you're in Indianapolis. I mean, projected was the backup as is Danny Jones. Or excuse me, Indiana Jones now.
Yeah, Indiana Jones, yeah. You're right.
He's playing pretty well for the moment.
Yeah, no, he's looked good. He's looked good. Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't say they're not good.
Did they really get
they're
worse?
In games.
Did they really get worse with Justin Fields getting hurt? I mean,
not a lot.
We'll find out. Because they got to play Tampa Bay. They're in Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I say they were going to lose anyway. Although it sounds like Baker is questionable for that game as well. So
he said he was playing.
Hammy? Is it his hammy?
Knee, because he got hit in the knee in the pocket in the second quarter.
I'd be shocked if he didn't play though. I think he'll play.
He'll play. Yeah, he said he was going to play. Of course, I kind of, understanding that you don't always listen to the player because it's not the player's decision all the time to do that. But Baker's one of those guys. So,
he's tough. He's tough.
If they'll
Carson
let him run it out there.
Carson Wentz is going to be starting for the Vikings as well.
I don't know if that's better than a bad McCarthy.
No, that's the thing. They got better.
Did they?
Yeah.
Can Carson Wentz still play?
With Carson Wentz?
Yeah.
When's the last time he was good?
Listen.
Colts. He played good for the Colts.
Did he?
Yeah. Yeah. He threw for like 3,600 yards. The biggest knock on Wentz is he was injury prone, and then his intangibles as far as like relating to players wasn't great. But I mean,
also one of the big things you need from a quarterback is to lead your team, and he can't do that.
Yeah, but you don't need him to be a leader. You just need him to go play football for a few weeks.
So what are you saying, Bo? Is he on a spectrum? What is he, autistic or something? He can't relate to the players, but he can throw. Is he a savant? What's going on here?
So the knock on him was just like he wasn't a very likable guy, right? Is basically what it is. How the Eagles wanted to get him out of there, right? Because he was an MVP candidate, and they still were like, "Yeah, you should probably just like get out of here. We'll actually pay a ton of money for you to go play anywhere else." And so then, he bounces around a little bit. He lands at the Colts right after Rivers retires, and he's still he has a great year. And then his next stop wasn't good, but it was with Washington, and Washington was an absolute dumpster fire, so no one was going to be good there anyway. And now he's just done a couple of backup things. So this is really his shot to come in and show he can still play. So, and he also has a lot of things. He's got weapons. So I would bet, based on what we saw out of McCarthy so far, and the fact that we know Wentz can throw the ball, right? Like if you have Jefferson on your fantasy team, you're excited that Wentz is going to play. Because McCarthy wasn't really stretching the field, wasn't hardly using Jefferson. Wentz is going to throw him the ball, right? So if you're a fantasy guy, you're like, okay, hey, you know what? Maybe I won't have Jefferson on my bench this week.
Is Addison still suspended this week, though?
He's, I think, 3 games. I think he's out.
3, yeah.
Yeah, I think this week too, yeah.
I look at Wentz's numbers are a lot better than I thought they were.
No, his numbers are good. Like his gameplay is good, and his ability to read a defense is actually good. It's all of the other intangibles behind the scenes as like a team leader, but you don't need that out of your backup. You need him to go in and sling the rock.
I do if he's playing though.
Well, but he'd only be playing for a couple of weeks, right? This is a high ankle sprain. You're talking.
I mean,
2 weeks.
I'm not going to forget that his rookie season was phenomenal until he got hurt. He was in the runnings for MVP.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. So I mean, yeah, he could throw the ball. He could throw the rock. I get it, but it's just been a long time. I thought it was a long time, but yeah, you just proved me otherwise. You know that he.
Well, if Carson Wentz was playing quarterback, I stand by that forever.
I mean, I wouldn't want him as my quarterback, but if you need a good backup,
not starting one. No.
Yeah, well, but that's what I mean is you don't need a starting one. You just need a backup that can come actually do something useful for a few weeks. That's why I like Drew Lock here in Seattle. I would not want Lock as my starter, but if I need him to come in for 2-3 weeks to play games, he can do that.
I will. And one comment about Kevin O'Connell. I don't think it's just delusional Viking fans who think that, because he made Sam Darnold into one of the best quarterbacks in the league last year, and he'd been a lot worse than Carson Wentz throughout his career.
His whole career.
He proved on
his whole career.
Cousins too.
I mean, before we bury him that way, though, the places he landed were significantly worse than Carson Wentz.
Well, that's true. That's true.
True that. Yeah.
True.
Like that, the Jets and the Eagles are not apples to apples.
I like Kevin O'Connell a lot. I think Kevin O'Connell can coach offense.
Yeah, he's
excellent. He's excellent.
He's in my division, so I would know.
Yeah, you would know. He carried for the Patriots for a while, so I don't know that much about him.
Speaking of Joe Burrow and his injury, he got put on IR, won't be playing for at least 3 months. In his place, Jake Browning comes in there. Jake Browning he won the game for him, but he did his damnedest to lose it because he threw 3 interceptions. But speaking on fantasy receivers, this was Chase's one of his best games.
Sure.
He balled out in that. So with Browning as the quarterback. So I guess for a fantasy,
say it ain't so about Joe's toe. I mean, it's pretty bad, right? I mean, what is he out 5-6 weeks?
No.
I'm sorry, 3 months. 3 months, yes, 3 months.
3 months, yeah, so at the least.
It's funny though, because what's the thing I said during the offseason? Joe plays every other season in this league, and he had a career year last year. He was probably going to get hurt, and here we are. He's basically done for the year.
Good job, Bo.
And Carson, yes, absolutely. Carson Palmer put it out there that, they got him hurt there. They don't invest in offensive line play there, and that's just what it is.
It kind of makes you, but in a way, Bo, because I have a Lions fan who talks about Davenport wasn't going to last 2 games, and lo and behold, he's out now. So it's like, wow, you guys are just really a-holes about this whole situation, aren't you?
I mean, when you have evidence rolling in, and if we're talking year 5 of this now, so it's like, okay, like there's a noticeable pattern here.
A little trend.
Why do I feel like Bo's got voodoo dolls just taking a welding torch to him back there behind the scenes?
That's why the welding torch is only like 5 feet away from him. Yeah.
And this is without him even being on the cover of Madden. So there's no curse there. It's just what it is.
That's right. It's all my fault.
I think it's got a whole bunch of dolls back there.
The Panthers have clearly just been in the fireplace for years.
Did we just go from football to creep show? What is this?
Hey, what's the name of the show? It's
been terribly professional tonight.
Hey, and we got breaking NFL news. I mean, it's breaking for some people.
Breaking news.
The DC Council signs off and the Commanders return to Washington. So they'll be in the city.
Yeah.
But will they be the Redskins again?
No.
Yes.
I hope so.
You think so, Keith?
I do.
Yeah.
Like I hope so, but I doubt it.
There's a groundswell, even with Native Americans on this subject of support to bring those names back. So,
if they think it honors them, yes, they believe it honors them to have the name.
Well, especially because the logo was modeled after one of their chiefs. So, I mean, yeah.
And his family is one of the ones spearheading the Native American drive toward this, if you will.
I just like that it's always not the people that are depicted that get something removed. It's like we're so
white folks that
yeah,
have.
It is.
we're so infuriated for you that we're going to take this away, even though you don't care.
and at least read your history on it. The Redskins were a tribe in the Potomac area. Come on, goofy. That's why they named them that.
Exactly.
Yeah, like it's literally
go all over the
history.
place and stuff.
But that would require someone reading. And but as you can see, probably from the viewership of this show, the attention span is about 3 seconds, and so we're probably down to like 2 watchers. Michael and Jay are probably the last 2. Maybe
I stopped paying attention about 10 seconds in myself.
Well, we consider that's okay for you, Keith.
I thought that was pretty good.
You're the elder here, so we understand if you fail.
The elder of the tribe, of the unprofessional tribe.
That's right.
Can we pick tomorrow's game?
Sure.
Do we need to?
Do we? Right. I mean, I think this is going to be a unanimous panel here. With if anybody picks Miami, I mean.
Well, listen. After watching Mike,
you know something more than I do.
After watching McDaniel's description of you, the only way you can win is not to lose. Did anybody? Is he back on drugs or is it just me?
Oh,
you play to win the game.
He can't even say it that way, though. That sounded strong from Herm. He says it like I don't know what I was watching.
So, did you guys ever see that short video of like the little kid? He's probably like 4, trying to describe a dream. He's like, and then like that was his press conference. He's like, so to win the game, you got to win the game and then not lose the game.
Not
You're
lose
just
the game.
like, what are we talking about right now? But if you listen to all of his sound bites this year,
they're all saying
they are tragic.
Yeah.
Like one of them was, oh, it's a good day. He's like, it's a great day. We're one day closer to death. I'm like, damn.
Oh. For my head coach, right? Jeez. And you know what? I really hope he's not back on drugs, by the way. I want to be clear. But you got to wonder watching the guy operate what he's thinking about.
It looks like he's enjoying South Beach a little too much.
Somebody just got to give him some milk and cookies and put him in a corner.
He's weird anyway. I get it. He's weird, but
super weird.
You can't be this weird and your team loses. You can be this weird if your team's winning. But
yeah. We like weird and winning. We don't like weird and losing. By the way, speaking of backups, Vikings place Aaron Rodgers on IR. That's why they signed Cam Akers again.
Yep.
Okay. The Vikings are just not going to win many games right now with JJ out. And this, I thought they were going to be a better team than this, but obviously they haven't gelled together all the way yet. So it's going to be a slow process for them this
one
season.
quarter of good football. That's not.
Yeah.
It's not the recipe.
It was a win, though.
It was a win.
It was a win. What do you think about McVay and tearing his plantar fascia during the Rams win over the Titans?
Oh, I didn't even hear about that. That's funny.
How do you do that?
Something that he was running along the sidelines and he tripped over something or something happened with it.
You got to run like our coach when he's facing the kick return down the sideline. You got to run like.
Don't he have a clearing guy, a guy that says, make sure everything's out of the way when he's running down? You should have people like that.
Vrabel wasn't messing around. Like he was trying to beat that guy down the field.
He was trying to beat him and he did for about 1 yard.
Yeah, exactly. Before we get out of here, the one other quarterback that isn't supposed to be playing is Jaden Daniels. With the knee injury.
Knee injury.
Mariota getting the start. Mm-hmm. How about that?
Is that for sure? Because they said Jaden Daniels he's gonna practice Friday and see how it works out.
Yep.
And then
he's
because Mariota, I know he said he was ready to go if that was the case, that he had to come in. But I thought they were gonna give Jaden Daniels one more practice to see if he's gonna be all right.
Yeah, the only Friday. Day he's gonna practice is Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically they're going to see how he does, see how he can move and plant, and then if it's not a go, that's why Mariota was getting all the reps.
And as always, we are bringing, as for now, we are bringing this show to a close. I think we all appreciate the comments in the comment section. Thank you guys for that and all the views. We will be back next Wednesday. This Friday coming up is Friday with the fellas. Bo, you have a show that comes on every day at 8 a.m. your time, right? In the morning?
7 a.m. Pacific.
7 a.m.
Yep, 7 a.m. Pacific.
Oh, that's right. You're Pacific.
Yep.
I'm thinking of freaking Tip because his comes on at the same time you do, but that's because whatever. Anyway. And then, of course, Keith, you do your college thing tomorrow, right?
Nope,
and you got
tonight,
your sports thing tonight, too.
7:05. I moved the start of that to 7:05 now so that I don't have to
bounce out.
turn everything off.
Because we're unprofessional, we're all over the place.
I do it. I did it Tuesday last week and Tuesday next week. I won't be here next week, by the way, because I got to go to a show. Neil Diamond musical. Can't wait. Looks great.
Yeah.
Beautiful noise. So what are we talking about? I'm sorry. I lost track of what I was talking about.
Retirees, I tell you.
Oh, God. So, yes, college football huddle in about 4 minutes.
All right. And James, of course, we're going to be on Friday with the fellas. Everybody have a great evening. See you later.